What is a cronut? A cronut is a hybrid pastry that combines the layered texture of a croissant with the fried dough process of a doughnut. This pastry sensation was created in May 2013 by Dominique Ansel, a French pastry chef based in New York City at his bakery in Manhattan. Since its debut, the cronut has become a worldwide phenomenon, capturing the imagination of food lovers everywhere with its unique blend of flavors, textures, and culinary craftsmanship. The inception of the cronut was part of Dominique Ansel's creative exploration in baking. Ansel, who had already made a name for himself as a distinguished pastry chef, wanted to create something that hadn't been done before, something that would stand out in New York City's highly competitive food scene. Taking inspiration from the croissant, a French classic, he reimagined it with an American twist by integrating elements of the iconic doughnut. The result was a croissant doughnut hybrid that quickly became a sensation. When Ansel first released the cronut at his eponymous bakery, the pastry was met with immediate success. Within days, people were lining up outside the bakery early in the morning just to get their hands on one of these limited edition treats. Ansel produced only a small batch each day, which created a scarcity that added to the cronut's allure. As word spread, the cronut became a media sensation, covered by major news outlets and shared widely across social media. This surge in popularity also led to a wave of imitators trying to replicate the cronut, though none have achieved quite the same level of fame or acclaim as the original. What sets the cronut apart from other pastries is the careful combination of technique and flavor. A traditional croissant is made from a laminated dough, which involves folding butter into dough multiple times to create thin layers. This process gives the croissant its signature flaky texture. The cronut, however, adds a new layer of complexity by deep frying the laminated dough, a process more commonly associated with doughnuts. The frying creates a crispy exterior, while the interior remains light, airy, and buttery, the hallmark of a good croissant. But the uniqueness of the cronut goes beyond its texture. Each cronut is filled with flavored cream, much like a custard-filled doughnut. The cream adds richness and depth, complementing the flaky layers and crispy outer shell. Dominique Ansel introduces new flavors every month, keeping the cronut fresh and exciting. Some of the past flavors have included combinations like lemon maple, rose vanilla, and apple crème fraîche. This constant innovation ensures that the cronut remains a desirable and ever-evolving treat for both longtime fans and new customers. Another factor contributing to the cronut's uniqueness is its limited availability. At Dominique Ansel Bakery, the cronuts are baked fresh daily in small batches, and once they sell out, that's it for the day. This exclusivity adds to the cronut's allure, turning it into a coveted item for food enthusiasts and tourists alike. People are willing to wait in long lines, sometimes for hours, just for the chance to try one. What began as a local New York City craze quickly spiraled into a global phenomenon. As word of the cronut spread, people from all over the world wanted to experience it for themselves. This led to a wave of international media coverage and inspired many bakeries and chefs to attempt their own version of the cronut. Some of these imitations achieved moderate success, but none quite captured the magic of the original. In some countries, the cronut took on different forms as local chefs adapted the pastry to their own culinary traditions. For instance, in South Korea, some bakeries began making savory versions of the cronut, filled with ingredients like cheese or bacon. In Australia, bakeries played with flavors inspired by local tastes, incorporating elements like passion fruit or lamington, a traditional Australian cake. While these adaptations added new dimensions to the cronut, they also highlighted how universal the appeal of the pastry had become. The cronut also had a lasting impact on the culinary world by popularizing the concept of hybrid foods. Following the cronut's success, other food trends emerged that combined elements of different culinary traditions. Some of these, like the ramen burger or the sushi burrito, gained temporary popularity, but few achieved the staying power of the cronut. Nonetheless, the cronut helped pave the way for these experimental creations, showing that food innovation could capture the public's imagination and create a lasting cultural impact. Despite its popularity, the Cronut has not been without its challenges and criticisms. The biggest issue surrounding the Cronut has been the wave of imitators that flooded the market soon after its debut. While imitation is often seen as the highest form of flattery, for Dominique Ansel, it was a double-edged sword. On the one hand, the knockoffs helped spread the Cronut's fame. On the other hand, they diluted the originality of his creation. Some critics argued that the widespread imitation of the Cronut cheapened its appeal and made it less special. There were also health concerns raised about the Cronut, given that it is a deep-fried pastry. Critics pointed to the high calorie content and fat levels, arguing that the Cronut, like other fried foods, contributes to unhealthy eating habits. However, this did little to diminish the pastry's popularity. For many, the Cronut represented an indulgent treat, something to enjoy in moderation rather than a daily staple. Another challenge was the sheer demand for the Cronut. In the early days, Dominique Ansel Bakery struggled to keep up with the overwhelming demand. There were reports of people reselling Cronuts at exorbitant prices on secondary markets, which led the bakery to implement rules limiting the number of Cronuts each customer could purchase. This scarcity fueled demand even further, creating a sense of urgency and exclusivity around the Cronut. Over time, the bakery has been able to manage production more effectively, but the initial frenzy remains a key part of the Cronut's legacy. Over a decade after its introduction, the Cronut continues to be a symbol of culinary innovation. While the initial frenzy may have died down, the Cronut remains a beloved pastry at Dominique Ansel Bakery, with new flavors introduced regularly to keep it fresh and exciting. In many ways, the Cronut has become more than just a pastry. It's a cultural icon, representing the intersection of tradition and innovation in the culinary world. In conclusion, the Cronut is far more than just a croissant donut hybrid. It represents a moment of culinary creativity that captivated the world and changed the way we think about food. From its humble beginnings in a New York bakery to its global influence, the Cronut's journey is a testament to the power of innovation in the culinary arts. As long as there are people willing to try something new, the Cronut's legacy will continue to inspire chefs and food lovers alike.